I thought of something funnier than 24.
Let me hear it.
Probably not 27. This week on Dark Docent, I bring James the case of the 27 Club. 27 Club is a strange case of synchronicity. Over the years, several musicians have been cut down in their prime at the age of 27, ranging from drug overdoses, car crashes, suicides, even strange ones like fires or being electrocuted on stage. This club holds over 60 members, but there's something called the Big Six that everybody thinks of when they think of the 27 Club. And that's Brian Jones, one of the founding members of the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, Janis Joplin, one of the pioneers for women in rock and roll, Jim Morrison, one of the wildest rock stars to ever hit a stage, Kurt Cobain, the voice of an angry generation in the early 90s, and Amy Winehouse, a modern-day singer who mixed flares from the past to make a whole new sound. The musicians being cut down in their prime is a sad and unfortunately common occurrence. But why does the age 27 stand out? And where did it all start? Well, for that, we'll have to go all the way back to the 1930s, with a little guitarist named Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson was an African-American guitar player out of Louisiana. Known as a mediocre guitar player at the time, he didn't seem as anything special. In fact, the crowds most of the time hated him, until one day he disappeared. People just thought they finally ran off that annoying guitar player that would invade their open mics, until a few months later, Robert returned. He was approaching the stage, and the crowd was already preparing to boo him off of it, when all of a sudden he started playing. It was like nothing they've ever heard before. Robert Johnson left for a few months, and when he came back, he didn't just have amazing guitar talent, he had created a whole new sound. Robert Johnson is credited for being the man who started blues music, and laying the foundation for rock and roll. How did someone so bad get so good in such a little amount of time? Well, so the legend goes. Robert Johnson went down to the crossroads at the witching hour, where he met Satan himself. Satan was willing to give Robert Johnson impeccable guitar talent, unmatched by any mortal. All he asked for in return was his soul. Well, Robert agreed, and Satan coughed up his end of the deal. Robert did become relatively famous and successful as a musician. But of course, when you make a deal with the devil, there comes a time when he must collect. Robert Johnson died in 1938. Reasons for his death are still unknown to this day, at the age of 27. Now, with all the other artists on this list, all of their stars seem to shine a bit brighter. An X factor that no one can really measure. Is it possible that they went down the same path as Robert Johnson and sold their soul for unmatched talent? But the devil will always come back to collect at the age of 27. This spooky tale has definitely created a fixture for itself in the zeitgeist of pop culture. But do I have enough to prove it to James as something paranormal?